So it's been about 7 weeks since the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed, and many people, I think, would be surprised and shocked to hear that there are still crew on board this ship. Can you just explain how this situation has come about?
Yes, ma'am. The vessel is still functioning, and we need crew on board to run generators and to keep an eye on normal functions of, any ship. There's crew are helping with the salvage, and they're also helping with the investigations.
Why aren't the crew allowed to get off?
Well, until the investigations are complete, they need the seafarers on board and, again, to help with the leading people to different areas of the vessel. Once the vessel comes alongside, then we will work to get them home as soon as possible and maybe some shore leave.
7 weeks is a long time to be trapped on board this ship, and they were obviously on board the ship before that as well. How do you understand those 20 or so crew members are doing at the moment?
They're holding up well. It's been a very stressful situation for them and everyone. They're hoping that they can get their cell phones back soon and their video equipment so they can communicate better back home. But overall, they're doing fairly well under the circumstance.
Yeah, can you talk us through the situation with the phones? I understand they've been taken off the crew. Why is that? And why is it important for them to get their phones back?
They were taken by the FBI, which is, they're investigating, and that's their due diligence to check the communications during the accident and leading up to it. At this point, like any of us, if our cell phone is taken away, we're kind of lost without knowing cell phone numbers to communicate with people and knowing how to get into certain accounts and things. So it's important for them to get back so they can have that means of communication fully. And their laptops where they watch their movies, and just like any of us would want our electronic devices to function normal.
How are their frustration levels?
Honestly, they're very patient, they're very understanding and very accepting, and they want to be helpful with the investigation. They too want the truth to come out, and it was an accident.
If there were some controlled explosions that were being carried out this week right near the ship, was that disruptive at all for the people on board?
No, they were perfectly safe. There was lots of safety measures put in place. The crew stayed on board, but they were available if, say, one of the explosions went wrong and they needed to put out a fire, or, they were readily available to assist with anything that might come up. But after the explosion was done, they went back out of their safe space and back to work.
And how would this work practically, if and when the visas are granted for these people to disembark the ship? How would you manage that? Because I understand there needs to be someone on board the ship at all times.
Absolutely. It's like any other normal shore leave. If they go ashore, once the vessel docks, we will petition our Customs and Border Patrol asking for special parole to get maybe groups of 5 off so they can recharge their mind and get away from the site of the accident. And hopefully we can get that. And then once they're released from the investigation, we can get them home to their families soonest.
And the investigation is ongoing. Do we have any sense of when this might happen, or how much longer the crew will be stuck on the ship?
Unfortunately, we do not know that. It takes time for these investigations, and everyone's being thorough. And once it's completed, they'll let us know.
Well, it's just a wait and see situation. Barbara Shipley with the International Transport Workers Federation in Baltimore, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.